I was curious about plant medicine and microdosing for a while before I actually pursued it. And why I decided to do it now is I really asked myself three questions. And to dive into that is I never wanted to go into something and try and grab something that I thought was going to be a savior. If I was feeling in a poor space or a poor mindset, I didn't want to grab to something to think I can escape into this, or if I jump into this program, this is going to be the thing that's going to solve the problems that I'm trying to fix. I always wanted to look at things a little bit deeper and say, is there things that I know that I need to do that I'm not doing as well, and then working on those. So where I realized when I started going into should I go into this experiment or not is ask these three questions. The first one is, where am I at? Where am I at with everything in my physical training, in my nutrition, in my mindset practice, in my business practices, in my flow of schedule? Like, where am I in all these different areas? And when I asked that question at this time, I was in a really good place. My business is flowing. I built it up over the past, year of getting it into some stability and some grounding. So that felt really good. Physical training was, going pretty well. I have a consistent routine that I was doing based on both structure and intuition. Nutrition's always on point. My mindset felt very good. So overall, I felt like I was at a very good place for this. The next question I asked is, what am I seeking? Like, what am I looking to get from this? Kind of going back to, am I searching for a savior type answer? Am I trying to add something external out that I think is going to help me more internally? And I realized it wasn't. Like, I was really just seeking more for, is this a experiment? Is this an experience that I could gain some knowledge from, positive or negative? Like, am I expecting something from this? And that's the last question that I asked too, is this the right time? So answering all these questions of what am I seeking? Where am I at right now? I realized that I can go into this experiment without expectations. So whatever happened, whether it's a positive experience or it's a negative experience, is it things, that I can enhance, like creativity, enhanced focus, flow state, increased empathy, physical, connection, mind-body connection, all those things that if you research this out, people have seen benefits from. Like, maybe I can get that, or maybe it's a mild, benefit of it. Maybe it's not anything at all. Maybe it's a negative experience. Whatever it is, I'm okay with how that comes. So I was really happy that I could answer that question and decided to go into this. So after like going into this for a few months now, like 6 months down the road in here, I've learned quite a few things over this time. And the biggest lesson that I learned from this, I'll give a couple examples. So one is benefits definitely have felt that creative flow. I've felt more of a full body connection in training. I'm able to stay focused in areas of creativity, of working on new projects, and I was able to stay within that zone very well. Just overall, like just going out, just being more present in the moment, a sense of calming, a decrease in that anxiety. Those things have all been prevalent in my everyday life. I felt that reduce of anxiety, which was one of the things that I was thinking this could benefit for. But then there was another day that I had where I just decided to, pop in the dose for the day. I didn't go into really any intention of it, which I normally would, and just kind of thought, okay, I'm in a good groove. I'm in a good flow of everything. I can just, do this and I can just put it on cruise control. I don't need to do the other things that I was doing before that put me in the right mindset for the day. I just felt like I was already going to be in that zone. I think that's something that we all do in some ways, is things are going really well and we ease off the gas pedal. It's kind of the governor that we have in our own mind. Oftentimes we always think, I feel really bad. And then you get this motivation and this willpower to go do something to change it. But often on the other side of the coin is we can be going really well, and then we just almost default naturally into, self-regulating down. Now, I remember I did that one day and I was just kind of already in a little bit of an anxious mode. I had a couple of just calls that came in I wasn't expecting that put me into even a little bit more anxiety. And from that, I had a really bad day of just almost anxiety attack where I had to close everything down, just kind of sit calmly and just let myself get back into a groove. And it really kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, wow, I thought I was, in this great groove. I thought I was doing everything really well. Why is this happening? And what I realized as I was reflecting on this time, and this happened over the next couple of days, I realized that, oh, like this isn't a GPS system. This is a turbocharger for wherever you're already going. So let me break that down a little bit more. And this was my experience that I found is oftentimes we go into programs or we try these new things thinking that it's going to give us the direction that we need to go in. So we start a new training program and we just execute, and this is what's going to get me there. Okay. What I realized in this is not it. Wherever I was already focused on or wherever I was putting my energy to, what this did is it enhanced it. So the days when I focused on being creative, focused on being in an energetic state of empathy or communication, where I was really focusing on the positive things that I was trying to do, this allowed me to get into the left lane and go a little bit faster into it. I could stay in flow more coherently and more clearly. Training wise, I was feeling like I was getting into my body more. All the good stuff, the good benefits that I was looking for, it acted as a turbocharger for that. But again, on the flip side, if I decided to stay anxious, decided to stay in a negative mindset, it only enhanced that mindset. Okay. It didn't alter my state. So it wasn't, I was sad or I was depressed or I was anxious and this got me out of it. No, it just enhanced wherever I was already at. So it's a turbocharger. It puts nitrous oxide in your tank so you can go faster on it.